So you've definitely heard of social media marketing, but do you really know what you're doing? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about all of the things social media marketing from beginner to advanced. We'll discuss everything that you're going to want to know about planning, setup, and then execution of a great campaign. So stay tuned, we got a great one for you. All right, welcome back everybody, and thank you for joining me. My name is Jordan Steen, also known as Serial Entrepreneur, and at my channel we talk all about starting a marketing agency, building a personal brand, or really just using digital marketing and social media marketing to build any business online. So if you're interested in any of those topics, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell in the bottom right hand corner, and we'll make sure to keep you updated with all of our future content, free giveaways, free trainings, all of the things that we use here at my channel. Oh, and PS, make sure to stay tuned to the end of today's video for two reasons. Number one, because if you do, I'll give you 3 months of my mentorship program absolutely free. All you have to do is comment what you learned in this video and we'll send one winner over a promo code. Number two is really that you're going to want to stay to the end because you're going to learn a ton about social media marketing, and again, we're going to give you that chance to get 3 free months, so make sure to stay tuned to the end. Alright guys, so the first thing that you're going to want to do before you ever get started with marketing on any social media platform is to perform a business audit. Now you can see here an example of an audit that we've created for a business. And this is really just the general overview, this specific slide showing their followers, the name, the URL, the site that it's for, and then their average posting frequency. All of these are things where we either collected the information ourselves or we used a tool like Likealyzer for Facebook to get all of this data from. And it just gives you an idea of what you're doing versus what your competition is doing. So if you want to learn more about creating an audit for your business, check out this video up here in the top right hand corner. I promise you'll like that one. We don't want to spend too much time going into the audit, but you do want to perform an audit to figure out where you stand versus where your competition is. And then not only that, what's working for your competition that's going to also work for you. That's really what an audit shows you. Or if you currently have stuff going, it'll show you what you're not doing right. Okay, so make sure you perform an audit first. All right, so now that you've actually looked at your different platforms and the competitors in the market, the type of content being created, the approach to ad strategy, even potentially, the next thing you're going to want to determine is which platforms you're actually going to want to put some effort into. And the biggest reason why this is important is because, number one, not every platform will work for every business. Twitter really only works for public figures, politicians, local people with a large presence or large brands nowadays. With local businesses, it's not really useful for them, so don't put effort into something that's not going to bring back a return. Most local businesses are probably only going to focus on Facebook and Instagram. Google Plus is actually going away sometime this year, so that's not even a thing anymore. Snapchat just doesn't have the greatest total audience because it's super young. YouTube is a completely different beast altogether. Really, it's not even technically social, but it also kind of is. And then, Pinterest, it's only beneficial to certain types of businesses. So again, most of you are going to focus on Facebook and Instagram. That's where I would start off at for 99% of businesses out there anyways. By the way, if you want to learn more about Facebook marketing from beginner to advanced, check out this video up here in the top right hand corner. Definitely going to be another one you're going to want to watch through. So now that you have a little bit of an understanding, let's talk about actually planning the campaign. The biggest thing that you want to understand is going to be right here. What is the actual goal of the campaign? Is it to grow the following, generate leads? Are we trying to increase engagement or drive foot traffic to an actual physical location, right? You want to know what the goal of your campaign is, and you want to outline those very clearly and much more specifically than what you see right here. You don't just want to say, I want to generate leads. You want to say, we need to generate, 50 new leads each week, which will then translate into 5 new sales each week for this business owner, and show how that works out for the month, right? Once you understand that and have broken it down by the numbers and by each individual goal and how you plan to do it, the next thing is to come up with your message and the theme of the campaign, right? And this doesn't matter whether it is a content-driven campaign or if it's an ad-driven campaign, because really there are 2 approaches that you have to consider with Facebook, Instagram, or any other social platform. Number one is, how are you actually going to use it to drive metrics or drive goals rather for a business, right? So what we understand now about social platforms is that organic reach is pretty much dead. We don't get anything just from creating content and posting unless you have a super large audience, right? So that being said, most local businesses are going to benefit from an ad approach with a little bit of a content strategy kind of mixed in, meaning we're creating content that we're just posting to the page, but at the same time we have a good ad campaign running to drive people who visit our sales pages or engage with our Facebook page to our office or to an appointment setting page or something of that nature. So the first thing we want to talk about is a content management style approach where you're creating content and posting it to their page. Again, remember that this doesn't drive a ton of leads and sales and engagement on its own unless you already have a large audience. Without that large audience, you will struggle. So if you're working with a local business and you plan to create a content calendar, you need to make sure you have some sort of ad campaign or ad budget devoted to helping those ads reach more people. But you can see here, it's very simple. I think it'll let me zoom in. Yeah, there we go. You might be able to see this a little better, but this is going to be our YouTube creation task. This is for creating blogs and posting them, Snapchat videos, Facebook posts, Instagram posts, Twitter and Google Plus back when we were doing Google Plus. But you can see here, all we're doing is creating content. So when we go into this Facebook post, you can see right here, it gives instruction about what the post is going to be about. And then we have some other instructions and other tasks that go along with it where we say for all of our different people involved in a task to go ahead and start creating that piece of content, right? And so that's really all creating a content calendar is. We're coming up with unique ideas, we're shooting video, taking photos of whatever we need to take, and then we publish it. Now, just take into consideration that if you're running this for an agency, you do need to charge the client for the photos and videos that you take and then edit, right? That's not just included in the service. We will come up with the ideas, but if they don't have photos and video, they're going to have to either produce it themselves or they're going to have to pay us to produce it for them. All right, so that's creating content and creating a content calendar. You can see it's super easy, guys. I recommend using Asana. We'll leave a link in the description below for Asana so you can check it out, but I love this tool as far as planning out content, especially in the very beginning, because it's only $35 and you can put all of your team members on it as long as you share it with them. Part number 2 is going to be campaign mapping. And you guys, if you haven't seen this video, we have one on my channel about campaign mapping. And essentially all this talks about is what you're planning out for your ad campaign, right? So if we're going to do the content approach, that's great. But outside of that, we also need to have ads to remarket to those audiences who are engaging. So how are we going to do that? Well, we need to build out the plan first. And we don't just, build out this flow and that's it. We actually go through and build out, okay, this ad right here is going to be this ad objective with these audiences, with this ad budget, with this call to action. Here's the different versions of creative. Here's the 3 different versions of copy, right? We're very specific on each ad as to what we're looking for. It's going to drive them to this blog article right here. You can see that's a blog article. After it drives them to the blog article, we're going to create a custom audience of visitors in the last 7 days to this URL. And we're going to remarket those audiences with this ad here, driving them to this lead magnet. After that, people who become leads, we're going to remarket to. And we're going to send them another ad, which is going to take them to our product page, right? So we actually have a plan in place for our ad campaigns versus where most people just go out and they create one ad and that's it. And then they expect to drive results when really an ad campaign needs to be broken down into this big, I want to say complex, but I also don't because I don't want you guys to think this is hard, but it's more complex than that single ad approach. So guys, every ad campaign that you create should have this campaign map created. If it's only 3 ads, that's fine, but you need to map it out because it helps you see visually where customers or potential viewers, or really potential customers and viewers, are going to be going along their journey and what might be keeping them from moving to the next step. If you create a message in step 1 that doesn't align properly with your message in step 2, it's going to confuse your viewers. And if you have it mapped out beforehand, you can probably catch that mistake ahead of time. All right, so now we're going to talk about chatbots, guys, and you want to know about chatbots. Trust me, we recently, just recently started building our chatbot audience, and we're already up to 1,351 subscribers. We're getting sales off of our chatbots because they really do work.
But you're going to want to look into ManyChat. That is my recommendation. If you want to learn more about chatbots, you can actually go over to my channel, click the little search magnification glass. You have to be on desktop to do this. But once you click that, go ahead and type in chatbots into that search bar and check out our videos on ManyChat. We've already created some trainings on it. Or just go to YouTube and type in ManyChat Serial Entrepreneur, and that should bring it up as well. But guys, this is a great tool for building chatbots. You are going to want to get into this. And this is how you've seen businesses say, leave a comment and we'll send you this download or a link to this, right? And it actually is done automatically. You don't have to put in any work past that, because you can set up what's called a growth tool. And you can actually create a different growth tool for comments. So you can see the Facebook comments. And what that does is, again, exactly what I just explained to you. Also, you can set up this really cool little chat icon on your website to allow people to, reach out to you if they need help. But not only that, it's a great lead magnet or lead generation source, because you can see right here, if I were to click free training, which I've already done, it's going to send us this information right here. Make a choice, which free course would you like, and then you can see we're offering people are starting an agency course or becoming a brand course, right? And so they're able to choose what they want to do, and then we follow up with them with an automation to offer them free content, maybe a discount, something like that, to keep them engaged with our business. But not only that, we now have them as a contact on Facebook, so we can actually continue to remarket to those people and even create an ad campaign to follow up with those people about if we wanted to. But guys, messenger bots are amazing. You have to be in on messenger bots and using them if you're on Facebook and Instagram. And finally, one of the last things I want to mention, at least about pages, is making sure that you have your page optimized. Even if you're not using a specific platform, say for example, you're not actually using Pinterest, that's fine, but you still need to have the account set up, because it's a place where you can actually put the link to your website, which is going to help you show up in search results more prominently, right? So if you go to the About section, you should put in as many keywords as you can about your business, the products and services you're selling, put in your business contact information, your URL, right? You want to have that website URL in there. This is the most important part. But also your contact information is going to help as far as local businesses are concerned. So you want to have all of this information filled out for all of the social platforms, even if you're not using them, and at least have the account set up and linking to your website. So guys, now that we talked a lot about all of the planning side of things, I want you to be honest. Have you built a campaign map before, or have you been one of those one-time or 3-ad type of creators where you create 3 ads and then you expect results? I want to know in the comments below. Make sure you comment below.
Okay, and so the last thing I want to talk with you guys about now is the different types of businesses and what you're going to want to consider about either your business or your client that you're going to be working on social media for. So the first thing I like to look at is, number one, is it a pleasure / entertainment style business? Or professional? And with this thought, what we're trying to consider is the content, not the actual service itself, but the content that these types of businesses create, right? A pleasure entertainment style business, this one right here is going to be things like restaurants, right? Or salons, gym. And why? Because the content itself is much more engaging, right? A restaurant creating content about food is going to be much more interesting than, say, a chiropractor or an attorney, right? Or let's say a general contractor. All right. And the reason why is because an attorney's content is boring. A chiropractor's content is boring, but a salon showing really cool hair, girls will get involved with that. A retailer selling really cool clothes or a boutique selling cool clothes, people will get involved with that. Gyms, it's just visually appealing because people want to look good. Restaurants, people love the look of good food, right? And so you have these other services where the content isn't as engaging. So when you create the actual content, when you look at the style of business, it's going to show you how you should focus on that business for that social media platform. If you have a boring business like attorneys and general contractors and chiropractors, you shouldn't focus as much on publishing content that's just going to be organic without an ad budget. Really, these types of pages right here should be focused more on a lead gen approach where we create landing pages and messenger bots, email automations that we use to follow up with people to drive them back to the website or to an appointment setting page or straight into the location itself. This stuff up here, where we're having more fun with it, we can create campaigns that are more fun, work off of promotions and events and discounts, just create things that are going to create a buzz. You know, if you created a really funny video, I always like to refer back to this Johnny's Pizza in North Carolina. They did something with this guy's, I don't remember his name, but something Hennessy, and he does everything in every YouTube video. He's an influencer, but he does everything he does with every video with Hennessy, okay? And he sits there and drinks it. Well, he came in and made a Hennessy pizza. That video went viral and got Johnny's Pizza a ton of, like, exposure, especially in their local area and just across the US, right? So it just depends, but you want to look at the style of business and say, what is this business? And I do want you guys to understand that sometimes they do mix. So, for example, a real estate agent, R-E agent. Real estate. All right. A real estate agent, though this is more professional, right? It's a professional style of service, but their content, homes, people like to look at homes. Now, it's hard to go past that, right? Like, we're not creating funny ads about homes necessarily, but people do like the look of a really nice home. So take that into account when you're creating the ad strategy or the content strategy. Really consider, well, what is our visual factor? What is it that really stands out and appeals to people visually as well? But that's it for this video, everybody. I hope it taught you a lot about social media marketing, and I hope that you actually walk away here with some new strategies that you're going to be able to take and implement into your current marketing campaigns. But since you stayed till the end, all you have to do, again, is leave a comment right below this video of something you might have learned in this training, and we're going to pick one lucky winner in a couple of weeks to win the mentorship program 3 months absolutely free. Outside of that, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Make sure to also stay tuned to right after this part, we're going to show you a little playlist in the cards that's all about free social media marketing training. But that's it for me. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, throw a thumbs up right below this video, and we will see you guys on the next one. Until then, Serial Entrepreneur out. Bye, guys.
Ready to start living the six-figure work wherever, be your own boss lifestyle? Well, at Serial Entrepreneur Academy, we'll teach you how to use a laptop and internet to start your own social media and digital marketing agency. Get started with our free Facebook ads training. Links in the description below, guys. See you in the course. Serial Entrepreneur out.